basically what I've done here is, as you can, never mind, you can't see the cursor. I guess that's good. But yeah, basically I can click the hand symbol on the screen and then just move around while this is happening. I'm not gonna be overdoing it, but I'm gonna be doing like a little bit just to showcase the effect they were going for in this trailer. So let's have a go.
Peggy 18.
Okay, why is not anything showing?
Peggy 18.
Okay, there we go.
Keep on hearing the police have caught me, but they won't fix me just yet.
So this is me moving the camera here actually.
I've laughed when they look so clever and talk about being on the right track. Grand work the last job was. My knife is nice and sharp. I want to get back to work right away. And I'm coming for you, Evie Fry.
So, yeah, that was the 360 trailer. Kind of interesting, I gotta say. I do like, you know, that they went ahead and did something like this for once. Even though it's definitely a bit tricky to make it like look really smooth with the like mouse and stuff. You know, it's like very sensitive. But yeah, it's kind of cool, you know, having that 360 effect, like being able to see a scene from like various angles if you want to. It was pretty cool. It definitely was, Rod, yeah. Evie, what did Evie do to you, bro? Well, you're gonna find out in the DLC shortly. Hey, the viewer. Welcome in, dude. Good morning to you. Alright, let's also have a look at the second trailer here. So that's the story trailer with in-game engine.
In the autumn of 1888, 5 women were brutally murdered in the Whitechapel district of London, England.
Smile and be polite, or I'll tell the Ripper where you sleep, my beauties.
This is my time now. We shall be pure again.
An elusive shadow is committing the most hideous crimes the city has ever seen. The killer is selective and dispassionate and has left not a single trace of his passage. You may be the only person who can stop the Ripper now, Miss Fry.
I will gut every last one of them if that's the quickest way to you.
Jack lures me through the looking glass.
It's the Ripper. He's done it again.
What happened to these men?
Gone. Taken. Dead.
Squeal for me.
You need to deliver the Ripper's head on a spike soon.
How many more must die before you see the truth? There is nowhere you can hide from me.
You will not make a monster of me!
Welcome to the reunion, Miss Fry.
Jack, we can fix you.
Fix me. I am the solution.
Right, so that was the Jack the Ripper trailer. And with that, we got a bit of an impression of the vibe and atmosphere of how the DLC is gonna be. For the DLC itself, we will be only focusing on the main story. However, for the main story, we're gonna be doing all the forcing requirements, of course. Yeah, probably gonna be skipping on most of the side content, given that it's like rather busy work than really adding much to the story. So yeah, it's gonna be probably a rather short playthrough of the DLC. Wreck the Chipper. The one and only.
A letter? For me?
For me? Hey the Demise, welcome in, dude. Hope you're doing well. Okay, let's go ahead and delete the save game here. Of the DLC. And then we can jump into it. As you can already see, Evie has aged quite a bit. She looks very different actually, I think, to the main game. But yeah, she's also like in her early 40s, right? So it's been like 20 years. Since 1868. Our boy Jacob looking fresh though. Or definitely Rot. Yeah, it's one of the reasons why I'm looking forward to the game Bloodborne. One of the From Software games, because it really mixes, you know, kind of like this dark atmosphere with like steampunk in a way. So that really works well too.
For 20 years, after the assassins defeated the Templars in London, the city enjoyed a certain peace. Until the Autumn of Terror. In 1888, London is plunged into shadow and fear by a series of gruesome and unsolvable murders. The brothels of Whitechapel seem warm and safe by comparison to its streets, where prostitutes are being mutilated and left on grotesque display for the world to ogle. Jacob Fry hunts the elusive killer to bring an end to the terror of Jack the Ripper.
Get a move on, Mr. Finch. This is the story of a lifetime.
Mr. Weaversbrook, I know you have more of the Ripper's letters.
I told you to stay away from me.
Stop publishing his letters. You've turned an unknown miscreant into a legend, and that's exactly what he wants.
Jacob! Thank God I found you. It's the Ripper. He's done it again. Katie! Oh, he can't. No, he can't have. And Lizzie. Not both. Not in one night.
Nellie, remember what I said. Now go.
How many more assassins must die before you see the truth?
Only one more, Jack.
You should have believed, Jacob. Now, I will hunt you down.
I know you're there, Jack. The Master of Terror's afraid to show himself, is he?
I am your shadow, Jacob.
Sherlock Detective Mode activated. Indeed, demise, indeed. It really does rot. Like, Bloodborne is definitely one of From Software games I'm looking for most forward to. That one and Elden Ring.
I will gut every last one of them if that's the quickest way to you.
Fear. Jack's terror over London is based on his use of fear. One of Jack's fear tools is the brutal takedown. Performing a brutal takedown to its bitter end will frighten any opponent witnessing it. Bootix in the same condition as a classic assassination to start a brutal takedown. Follow the instructions to complete it. Rod, is interesting how Jack the Ripper and Zodiac both use the influence of the media. Definitely, yeah. And it's definitely interesting, you know, how the media gets manipulated by them in a way as well, and how they make the issue even worse. I've like, you know, getting so much exposure to it, there's like tons of copycat murder arrests as well.
Come on, you monster! Let's be done with this!
Run all you like, Jacob. I will catch you. I need only follow your scent, the scent of a wounded animal. There is nowhere you can hide from me.
The fear system. Enemies react to the Ripper's terror in 3 states: calm, anxious, or frightened. The actions make enemies anxious, then frightened. You can affect an enemy's fear state with fear tools, like the Death Scream and Spikes. Didn't realize you could play as Jack in this DLC. Yeah, there's like some missions where you play entirely as him. It's kind of like split between him and Evie. However, Evie still has more missions that you can do.
Stop! You want me, Jack? Come and kill me! This is not our way.
This is my creed. You cannot escape me. Scurry back to your hole, little mouse. Going somewhere, Jake.
Jack, you're sick.
Don't you see the irony, brother?
Jack.
Only you know who the Ripper is, but you can't tell a living soul because it would destroy you. No, 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 no!
Jack, we can fix you.
Fix me? I am the solution.
One month later. Each division, Scotland Yard.
Inspector Aberline. Why exactly have you had me escorted here?
My men and I have been hunting the Ripper around the clock for months now, and we've nothing to show for it. There's nothing I can tell the public.
What's the Ripper to do with me? My brother has had me summoned here from India. Can't this wait?
As far as I know, you may be the last assassin in London.
What do you mean? Where's Jacob?
I wish I knew. Your brother is nowhere to be found, even as an elusive shadow is committing the most hideous crimes.
And you believe this is no coincidence?
The killer is selective and dispassionate and has left not a single trace of his passage. I've seen such a talent for assassination and avoiding detection only once before, when I worked with the two of you. And that is why your brother summoned you before he disappeared.
You think Jacob is dead?
I dare not believe it. But if he is, you may be the only person who can stop the Ripper now. Follow me.
Wait, kill Jacob? No thank you. Yeah. It's a bit heartbreaking seeing Jacob like that, right? Like he's... You can definitely tell that he matured quite a lot. I mean, of course it's a given like 20 years of progress. And him being in his 40s now, but he's really concerned for Jack, right? Like he wants to help him get better, but it's definitely too late for that to happen. But yeah, we're gonna find out about the backstory a little bit more, which explains why he is the way he is. Eva Harbinger, welcome in. Evie didn't age well. Yeah. Not as well as Jacob at least. Maybe it was the Indian sun or something. Okay, so I'm just gonna look for any kind of like news. Anything that's new in the database entry. Around 1870, Jacob is believed to have traveled to India with a few of his young initiates to train with his Indian brothers and sisters for a brief period. He brought back some of their fearsome battle tactics a year later. In 1888, London was covering in the shadow of Jack the Ripper's terror. Jacob disappeared at the end of October 1888, soon after the double murder of Elizabeth Stride and Catherine Eddowes, and is presumed dead. Jack the Ripper. Evie aged wonderfully, and just like every person ages. I mean, yeah. It's definitely naturally that she would age. and she's definitely, you know, looking alright, I guess, considering her age. But yeah, it's definitely a lot more noticeable than it is on Jacob. The Jack the Ripper murders occurred in the East End of London in 1888 and had a huge impact on society as a whole. So what makes this killer the daddy of all serial killers? After all, the murder spree took place over 125 years ago. Several factors combined to help make the series of crimes famous all over the world. No least amongst them was the fact that the newspapers of the day gave a huge amount of coverage to the gruesome crimes and provided their readers with a daily update on them. With a result, the Jack the Ripper effectively became a menacing media figure. Secondly, the area in which the killings occurred was perceived to be a hotbed of vice and villainy, and a breeding ground for social unrest, squalor, and disease. A squalor. The Whitechapel murderer, in the eyes of a wider Victorian society, came to be seen as the personification of all the evils with which the East End of London was associated. There was also the name by which the killer came to be known, Jack the Ripper. It was this name that had the effect of turning 5 sordid East End murders into an international phenomenon, and of catapulting the unknown miscreant responsible into the realm of legend. Of course, the fact that no one has ever identified her nor conclusively solved the horrific crimes keeps the legend of Jack the Ripper alive. This is a knife that Jack the Ripper presumably used to mutilate his victims. In keeping with the Ripper's modus operandi, the knife was moderately sharp, not as sharp as the scalpel, and it was closer in size and form to a butcher's blade than any surgeon's tool.
When are you gonna stop that monster?
I'll take you to the site where the Ripper first struck.
Incompetent!
The journalists always seem to get the word first. We get there, they've trampled the evidence, and next day's headlines are dripping with blood.
So wicked.
The few hundred yards between Flower and Dean Street have become so dangerous that even my best constables are afraid to patrol Whitechapel at night. Let's take a carriage, shall we? I'd rather not get egg on my face again today.
I'll drive. What has become of this borough?
Whitechapel is a cesspool of crime, Miss Fry, where terror reigns supreme. Elsewhere, the rich get richer, but here, the poor are living on the living, fighting to survive each day. Reporters share a view of Whitechapel as a lair of savages, monsters, and werewolves who hold honest citizens in a state of terror.
The Ripper's terror. Come on, easy now.
We are not far from where Mary Ann Nichols was murdered. I knew her as Polly. That's what her friends called her. But the woman who died here is not the woman I met a few times at the Frying Pan pub.
Then who was she?
I was hoping you could tell me. Go see for yourself.
This is where the Ripper committed his first murder.
I like how Evie uses kind of like an Indian-inspired outfit almost. Another thing she's also using is like shotcrums to take down enemies, which is kind of like a non-lethal way of doing a takedown as well. So assassinations with the hidden blade basically only occur against targets. But for everybody else, she uses the chakrams to non-lethally take them out. Which I think is really cool, because it definitely fits in better with the Creed, right? Definitely tells you that she's trying to find ways to respect the Creed more. Something I kind of wish more AC games would do, kind of like to give you automatic takedowns, or maybe like decide yourself if you wanna do it like, you know, non-lethally or lethally. Like for example in Origins, it would have been cool that once you get the hidden blade, that you could still do the regular takedown with, you know, like punches or whatever, to like not kill anybody, but to just like knock them out instead.
Husband hadn't seen her in 11 years. He barely glanced at the poor, mutilated woman before he had the gall to forgive her for what she'd done to him. The press reported widely that Miss Nichols' finger bore the mark of a ring. It was forcibly removed, and the same is true for his other victims.
Victim's body was found here with her throat cut and multiple stab wounds to the abdomen. Wood bloodstains persist. She placed her hand here, perhaps to rest from her injuries. She may have tossed aside her ring at this moment.
What did you discover?
Give me a moment.
Strange place for a bloodstain. Something covered in blood struck the tree. A ring, perhaps? A ring that only sworn assassins wear. This always makes me wonder a little bit, like why they decided to give the assassins a ring. Because rings are usually associated with the Templars, right? Like the Templars usually have a Templar ring, like the Colonial Assassins had, but also the British, the Colonial Templars, and the British too. Like for example when Haven gives one to Charlesley at his initiation. And this is the first time that we actually learn that assassins also have rings. But they don't really dive deeper into it, like why or how it happened. So we just have to take it as a fact here. But Splinter Chaos Fury introduced the ability for Sam to either use his knife to kill enemies with melee stealth or just knock them out. One button when near an enemy will kill them, another button will just knock them out. That's really cool. Yeah, it would be great to have that, you know, like as a different type of takedown. It's definitely good you can choke out people sometimes in AC games, like in Unity or Syndicate, you know. Or to use the fists or something, but yeah, it would have been cool to like have a takedown be as fast as an assassination, but just non-lethal. And it's never done ever again. Yeah, that as well. It's kind of curious.
I found Miss Nichols' ring. An assassin's ring. She must have tossed it away during the struggle. A desperate act to protect the Brotherhood. You think they were targeted?
Yes, and the newspapers are accusing the police, me, of letting the first city of the world lapse into primeval savagery. I must take my leave, Miss Fry. I have other business in Whitechapel.
Good day, Inspector. Thank you for your discretion.
Inspector Appeline needs your help. The Ripper's terror has inspired a wave of crime, from petty thievery to copycat killings. Whitechapel has become a place of brutal savagery. Bounty hunts, close fight clubs, and carriage of justice activities are now available.
I'll need to tackle Jack's influence over the gangs in London.
So, yeah, for our playthrough here, we will not be doing all of these hosted activities. Because they're really just like gameplay opportunities, right? They don't really give us much of a story or anything. So yeah, to kind of like also shorten the playtime a little bit for the DLC, we just focus on the story entirely here. There's 10 missions total, and we've done 2 of them so far. Alright, so for Appeline we have an update as well. In 1873, he became an inspector and was transferred to Whitechapel, where he eventually led the investigation into the infamous Jack the Ripper murders. Although certainly beneficial at the time, Eberlein spent the rest of his life questioning whether or not his early allegiance with the Frys was ultimately just another corruption of the justice system. I mean, that's fair enough. Jack's gang, the Rooks. When Jacob and Evie defeated Starrick in 1868 and ended the Templars' influence to the city, the Rooks proved to be one of the toughest gangs to overcome. Years later, when Jack went rogue, he had already gained the support of some of London's most dangerous men. He took over the command of Jacob's Rooks. Together they managed to recruit or kill anyone who resisted Jack's power play. Jack trained them to be more effective against the London assassins. The Rooks of Jack the Ripper ran several operations for him, including running security for Lady O's brotherhoods. A few lieutenants reopened the fight clubs, while others trafficked in opium and stolen antiquities from the colonies. There was no end to their cruel creativity. It was Jack's organization now, and he would show the assassins that the true future lay with him and his creed of terror. So yeah, we lost the gang and we're now working for Jack essentially. Evie's fighting Karas. A Kara is a steel of iron bracelet of Indian tradition which can be used as a devastating melee weapon. Originally, a Kara was worn as an article of faith, but Karas became popular with many Indians regardless of their beliefs, both for their simple decorative beauty and as a symbol of unbreakable attachment and commitment to a cause. Evie adopted Karas after being introduced to them by her Indian brothers, who historically used them as protective rings to guard their sword arms. During her time among the Indian assassins, Karas were most commonly used like brass knuckles in hand-to-hand combat. Cannot believe the gang decided to side with a psycho murderer, but okay, Ubisoft. Yeah, yet Jacob introduced Jack to the Rooks essentially, and then I guess he managed to corrupt them. But yeah, it's quite curious for sure. Like how exactly he managed to do that.
Why don't I come over there and teach you a lesson?
Right, Samuel. We need all the men.
I will deal with you!
Actually have skill points? Not yet. What happened to John the Tosser? I think he got tossed into the gutters by Jack.
I'm gonna put you in your place.
The unfortunates. Evie begins her investigation in Jacob's lodgings in the hopes that her missing brother has left her a clue to finding Jack the Ripper.
Inspector? The inquest mentions that Miss Nichols made quite a spectacle of her drunkenness on the night of her murder. Do you think Jacob may have put her up to it?
Bait, you mean? I don't know what to think anymore, Miss Fry. Jacob kept lodgings nearby, right in the heart of this cesspool. Be careful.
I will not fail you.
And hey there, Sean. Welcome in, dude. Thank you so much for the raid, and welcome in, raiders. I hope you had a good rest of the stream today with AC Origins. How did it go? I hope you had a good time with it. And yeah, welcome back to some AC Syndicate. We just started up with Jack the Ripper DLC, so doing that today. Also finished with all of the main game content, so I fully catch up on that. Ah, very nice, dude. How far into the story are you at this point with Origins? Yeah, if anybody wants to check out more AC content, definitely check out Sean's channel. He's currently doing a playthrough of AC Origins on the Xbox Series X with the FPS patch that released recently. So yeah, he's playing that on like the highest possible frames, really. Looks absolutely beautiful. Broken pot seems to have been a struggle here. Something was smashed on the floor, perhaps a mirror. What happened? Level 27 at the moment, and you have to take out the crocodile, the hyena, and the lizard. I gotcha. Very nice suit.
There must be something more here.
Yeah, I love all of these storylines a lot. I have a crocodile in Fayum, of course, with kind of like the Greek and Egyptian issues.
More signs.
And the hyena in Giza. We get to explore all of these pyramids and stuff. And then, of course, the lizard in Memphis, having like more of a bustling city. All of them feel kind of unique from each other too. Also grinding for the ISO armor. Are you? Nice, dude. Yeah, that's definitely worth getting. Gotta collect a lot of silica though.
Weapons of intimidation. Much like those we learnt to use with our Indian brothers. So much blood. I hope it's not yours, brother. A letter?
Grand work.
A letter?
I'll give the lady no time to squeal. How can they catch me now? I love my work and I want to start again. You'll soon hear of me with my funny little games. I saved some of the proper red stuff in a ginger beer bottle from the last job to write with. But it went thick like glue, and I can't use it. Red ink is fit enough, I hope. Ah.
The newspapers printed this letter 3 days before Miss Stride and Miss Eddowes were murdered. It was signed, Jack the Ripper.
A letter from me? How scandalous. Love the voice actor actually for Jack the Ripper. He's done such a good job.
More signs? What am I not seeing?
He was also in
for me?
In A Plague Tale Innocence, I believe. The actor.
The last time Henry, my brother, and I were together was in India. 15 years ago. When the photograph was taken, we stood facing a temple of Kali. And that's one of the boys Jacob brought to train with the Brotherhood. What did we call him? Jack the Lad. Reckless and roguish. Much like my brother.
A photograph of the Fright Twins with Henry Green, a young and a shit named Jack, whom Jacob brought to train with the Indian assassins 15 years ago.
More signs? What am I not seeing? Kali the Destroyer. I gave this to you on your last visit to India.
There's a woman who can help. Unfortunately, she'll remind you of our childhood neighbor.
Unfortunately? What is Jacob trying to say? We loved old Nellie. Could he be referring to an unfortunate woman? Nellie may be in the brothel nearest Jacob's lodgings. I'll start there.
That's no worries at all, Ronnie. Thank you so much for dropping by and for joining. I hope you have a good day at the lab. And thank you, I definitely will have a good time with this DLC. And for anybody that hasn't checked out Ronnie's channel before, definitely go ahead and do so. He's also a big fan of the AC games, so playing those every now and then. Currently he's doing a playthrough of Red Dead Redemption 2, where he's trying to steer as many heads as possible, while wearing some hats himself. And he's also playing some Animal Crossing New Horizons, so a different type of AC there. But yeah, if you're into these kind of games, then definitely check out Ronnie and his streams in the future. And that's the verse I have, Ronnie. More than happy to give you a shout out, dude.
Look sharp, lads.
Evie discovered the Indian assassin's fear tools after following Henry Green to India in 1868. Jacob visited her there once with his new assassin initiates. Jack the Ripper and Evie use most of the same fear tools, but Evie's tools are not lethal. Calm, enemies will become anxious, then victim to a fear tool. Use another fear tool to then frighten them off.
This bomb will strike fear in their hearts.
Where'd you go?
Let's hope this Nellie has news of you, and can lead me to the Ripper. If Jacob's former pupil is the Ripper, then he is our Ripper. I must catch him. That is quite the welcoming committee. One of these women must know Nellie.
That right? With the Prime Minister himself? You must be very important, sir.
Indeed, my dear. Very.
Do tell.
Come closer first.
Naughty boy.
Pardon me, does Nellie work here?
Nellie? Afraid I can't say, miss.
Have you seen Nellie today?
What do you want with Nellie? Who are you? If you're a friend, then you may already be too late.
Where is she?
On her way to see Lady O. In the company of the brutes paid to keep us in line. Hurry if you want to catch her.
Now come nicely, Nellie. Lady O's expected you.
I don't want to. Let me go.
You're safe from the Ripper here.
I need to find Nellie before something bad happens to her. Here now. Where did they go? Nellie is in grave danger. There's the carriage. Nellie must be inside the building.
Okay, for this one we gotta frighten 3 enemies total.
No doubt closely guarded and in mortal danger.
frightened yet? Okay. There we go.
Shoot her down! Okay, dead! Got you right, fish! Someone get her eye! She's dropping a gun!
Maybe triple? Or maybe not.
She's quick! You gotta overpower her!
Maybe double then? Back in Edward Kenway's mansion. We've been here before, of course, for the main story.
Don't make me hurt you in front of all the ladies and gents. Keep your voice down. The host is speaking.
And so I am delighted to announce to you all today that we shall be taking on even more poor unfortunates in due course.
Don't be afraid. Jacob's sister. We can't talk here, please. He'll kill me. She'll see to it.
Who?
Lady Owers. Jacob said you must kill her to find him.
Smile and be polite, or I'll tell the Ripper where you sleep, my beauties. Dame Fry. Take Nellie and see to it that woman does not follow us.
Where did she go? That must be the carriage I'm after. That's it. Come on! Faster! Yeah! Move it! Come on! Move it! Yeah! She's getting away.
But psst, Jack, they sleep in their beds. Jack is like, oh no, really? I never would have guessed.
Lady Owers. Whoa! Nellie, I'm so sorry.
She used me as a decoy and fled to Owers Manor.
Hoping I'd cause your death, no doubt.
She knew you'd come, Miss Fry. Lady Owers the Ripper's eyes and ears in London.
Kill her and Jack will be forced to show himself. Hey! I'll look in on you soon, Nellie, I promise. Lady Owers will be expecting me, and I would not want to disappoint her.
Jack the Ripper and Lady Owers' lieutenants terrorize the prostitutes of London. Help free Nellie and the other prostitutes from the Ripper's terror. Brother Attack, Lost Woman and Walk of Shame activities are now available.
Jack's terror over the prostitutes in London has to end.
Nice, we also got a skill point. Let's have a look. We can not get anything here, right now at least. Nellie was a lost woman and unfortunate, one of 1,000 prostitutes who plied their trade in London's most impoverished boroughs. Jacob had made Nellie into an invaluable ally, one who would be the key to helping put an end to the Ripper's reign of terror. Jacob wrote in March 1888, "I saw a brave girl today. She did not hesitate to defend one of her sisters working in Dorset Street, racing up, screaming like a madwoman, and grabbing away the cane of a brutal client, offered to buy them both a glass of gin. But Nellie refused. So I bought us awesome dinner at the Frying Pan, and Nellie and I have been friends ever since." Jacob's last entry in 1888 before his disappearance mentions only, "I gave Nellie some money and told her to flee Whitechapel. Evie will find her, but I fear she will go back to Lady O looking for work when the money runs out. The Ripper must not find her." The Unfortunates of London. During the Victorian era, being a prostitute was a sordid and dangerous undertaking, which only the most destitute of women turned to for survival. They walked the worst-lit streets in London at night, often alone, in places where the police would never venture unless they were 3 to 4 men strong. Between the 31st of August and 9th of November 1888, the brutal murders of 5 prostitutes were attributed to the one killer, Jack the Ripper. Rapidly, gangs and procurers took advantage of the Ripper's terror. The unfortunates had no choice but to ply their trade, under duress, and give up their hard-earned coin in exchange for protection. Now they had not only the Ripper to fear, but their new employers as well. It was high time someone stood up for the prostitutes and helped them retake control of their lives. Annie Chapman was the second victim of the notorious unidentified serial killer, Jack the Ripper. Born Eliza Ann Smith, Annie married her maternal relative John Chapman, a coachman at All Saints Church in the Knightsbridge district of London, on 1st of May 1869. Annie Chapman moved to Whitechapel in 1886. When her husband died, she lost any hope of income outside of prostitution in one of the many brothels run by Lady O, and her friends testified that she seemed to give up on life. Like Mary Nichols, Annie Chapman led a nomadic existence around East London. For 4 months prior to her death, had been living at Crossingham Lodging House at number 35 Dorset Street, where she paid 8 pence a night for a double bed. We cannot know for certain whether the woman killed by Jack the Ripper was indeed Annie Chapman, or another of Jacob's assassins initiates, who disguised herself as a prostitute in order to spy on the Ripper. The statue of Kali the Destroyer. Kali is a Hindu goddess of death, time, and rebirth. Her name means both that she who is black and she who is death. As both a fearsome warrior and the embodiment of Shakti, feminine energy, creativity, and fertility. Evie became fascinated with the goddess during her years living and working in the company of the Indian assassins. Kali is often portrayed in her most fearsome guise as a slayer of demons, where she stands or dances with one foot on a collapsed Shiva and holds a severed head. She wears a skirt of severed human arms, a necklace of decapitated heads, and earrings of dead children, and she often has a terrifying expression with a lolling tongue which drips blood. That sounds lovely. Her earliest appearances in Hindu cosmology is that of a destroyer principally of evil forces. Evie gifted her brother with a statue of Kali the Destroyer over a decade ago, when Jacob came to learn some of the Indian assassin's fearsome techniques. Might you actually give me a second here? I gotta check something real quick. Okay, good. I just needed to make sure that the stream has actually been recorded, because I had to turn off last night when we did DJ Hero. But yeah, this is being recorded. Would have been kind of funny actually, because last time I did my NU series run, Syndicate Jack the Ripper wasn't recorded as well, because I had to turn off because of multiplayer Mondays. So it would have been a bit ironic if it would have happened today as well. But yeah, we're good. She sounds like fun, Aura. Definitely. Yeah, who wouldn't want to, you know, meet Carly? Have a lovely time together.
That's it.
Whoa! Finish those already.
The lady talks. Evie targets Lady Oas in her manor northwest of London. If Lady Oas truly Jack the Ripper's eyes and ears in the city, assassinating her should lure him into the light.
Go away! For the love of Christ! City? You seen a ghost? Don't be afraid. Where the fuck's she gone?
Right, so basically the brutes have the ability to not be frightened, plus they will also calm their allies. So targeting the brutes is always the best plan of action here.
bury her in the garden, he says. Like a dog would bury a bone. It ain't right, I tell ya. What if I'm next?
We're expecting Miss Fry. Alert the men and be discreet about it. We're still running a business here. Come, drain my wine with honeyed lips, and I shall tell you a tale of unrequited love from the...
You, get back to our guests. If Miss Fry doesn't slit our throats, the Ripper surely...
Right, so we got the diversion opportunity with the Gravedigger, then the Butler for the stealth, and her husband for the unique kill. So we're definitely doing the unique kill here, and the others if the opportunity presents itself.
Do we know what this Fry lady looks like? Just kill any woman lurking around the manor with a weapon. If she turns out to be one of Lady O's girls trying to flee, we can blame it on the Ripper.
The Ripper?
Haven't you noticed? Whenever Lady O puts one of the girls out to pasture, we dig another hole in the garden. Somebody does her dirty work, and it ain't us.
Why is everyone so afraid of one woman?
Rumor has it she's some kind of demon. Scared our men down in Whitechapel something fierce.
Is it true Lady O's gang controls most of the brothels in London?
If she dies, there'll be no more free jam for the likes of us. So keep your eyes open, lad.
Intruder! She's right there! She shouldn't be here!
Okay, now we gotta frighten the Gravedigger. Guess by doing it on the Brute there, it should work.
She shouldn't be here! It's bread when I'm hungry and beer when I'm dry. It's bed when I'm tired and nothing when I die. I'm done with this place. No more digging. No
Oh, come on.
bodies. Don't watch.
Was that the turn where he's talking? Okay, so he's definitely scared. Which basically gets all of the guards over to that position. So that's the diversion here. Let's go to the stealth opportunity next.
She's an intruder!
Or you might see us doing the takedown here. Never mind. Lady O's personal butler knows of the secret passages in the manor.
You heard me. The only way that woman gets inside is over your dead bodies. If you're not careful, you'll all be dead before any of you see her face. Need I remind you that if something happens to Lady O, it's the end of everything we've worked for. I must go see to the lady.
Hold on. I have to tell the butler. Right, because he will lead us to the passage. We love a secret passage in the manor. Definitely.
Show yourself, Miss Fry.
You gotta love him.
It's nothing.
Either as a hideout or as an infiltration opportunity. Rot EV that can be arranged. It's kind of funny how paranoid this guy is. Alright, verse Thomas Oars. Easy access to Lady Oars' chambers. Disrupt his private party and take him hostage.
I must confess I've not had the pleasure, Mr. Holmes, but I'm told you have an extraordinary collection of curious literature.
Wait here, my dear boy. No member of our illustrious club can ignore strangers. Someone
Great position, Gerrit.
Let's take down Wo. Hey, Vermola. Welcome in, dude. Hope you're doing well. This guy going backwards for? Jesus Christ. We're supposed to go over here. Oh, that works as well, I guess.
Let's have a look there.
Scream and it'll be your last.
I say, that's a bit rough, even for me. I don't think I know you, my dear.
Call me Atropos.
Ah, the oldest of
what the fuck?
Fates. How intriguing.
The way this guy just jumped down. And now he freaking got out of there because I forgot we have the restrain skill again. Or we don't have it. So basically what the DLC does, right, it kind of like reverts some of the skills that you have gotten naturally in the main story. And yeah, that means you're now in combat. Amazing. But this DLC has also been good for when you want to do something AC related during October for Halloween. That's true as well, yeah. Yeah, the creepy atmosphere would match quite well. I guess the same could be said for the AC Unity DLC, being like a bit more, I guess, darker in its tone. And I guess a bit frightening with like, you know, kind of like the catacombs and the rats and the bats and stuff. But yeah, this is definitely much closer, I guess, to kind of like a horror type of DLC. And yeah, it's going pretty good, Mola. We just started with the Jack the Ripper DLC, so focusing on that today. But yeah, it's definitely been fun so far. We're just doing an assassination mission. But yeah, first you gotta deal with this combat situation here, I think. Oh fuck. Shit. Accidentally pressed a pistol there. Fucking hell. Oh boy. I guess you're killing everybody now. But they're not gonna reload that point here because it didn't fail any optional objective or anything. Yeah, that wasn't planned at all. Yeah, that's true as well, Rod. The like Ghost Club missions, that would definitely fit too.
I don't want to hurt you. Walk.
Yeah, we would never do that, Molo, would we? Especially on a Murder Monday. Yeah, gotta restrain him a bit more often here.
That hurts, my dear. A little tighter, perhaps.
Easy now. Don't
Jesus,
struggle.
all right. Whatever you want.
Let's go for a stroll.
Darling, I have a most delicious surprise for you.
Not now, husband. Can you not see how occupied I am? I should thank you, Miss Fry. I fear death at the Ripper's hands far more than at yours.
What have you done with these men?
The Ripper is entertaining them presently. Mr. Weaversbrook will be joining them soon.
Let us hope Jack has not found you yet, Mr. Weaversbrook.
Alright, that's another Malaka dealt with. So now we gotta escape without being detected. It's gonna be tricky. Also, welcome in Gislek. Thank you so much for the raid, dude. I really appreciate it. I hope you had a good stream today. How was Digimon? Also, hey there, Derpy Bine. Welcome in as well. Thank you for the follow. Rod, delicious. Yeah, she kind of reminds me of Lucy Fawn in a way. Yeah, it's that kind of estate, Gislek. Yeah, we started with the DLC not too long ago. Searching for Jack the Lad, Jack the Ripper. Okay, wasn't there like a secret exit here somewhere? Where's it? Quite sure. Okay, let's go up here first. Just get like a better oversight how many guards are down there. Okay, so one way to do it would be probably to go for a smoke bomb over here with these two guys and then just quickly go to the carriage. Or this guy is looking to over there. I would just throw two, I guess. We can't make the carriage move, so we can't hit the carriage itself. Let's see if we can get the timing down. Come on. Okay, that's... I hope worked.
Don't be so stingy, mate. You're taking the piss. It's your third fag this week.
Oi! You!
Huh?
Stop it! Come back here!
Bugger. Go tell Lady O.
You tell her. I need this job.
Oh, got off job anyways. She's dead. You kidding me, right? You're fucking kidding me. I got detected last second there where I couldn't control myself anymore. Literally. Before the, like 1 second before we got the mission finished. I got detected. I didn't even press the drive a carriage button or anything. The game did it for me. So I failed an objective during a moment where I couldn't control myself. Like, seriously? Ah, fuck that. Seriously. And the thing is, you know, if it would have happened any earlier, I could have just reverted to last checkpoint. But now I gotta replay the entire mission. Essentially. Yeah, that's always a fun time. Giseka was great. You're bullying washing machines. Read Guard Ramon next week. Oh, very nice. Bullying washing machines. I mean, why not? But I would have gotten on as well. If a bad listening. You taking the piss, mate? Shut your gob or you will see some claret all over your bloody face in it. Exactly. Did I have any frenzy darts? I did, yeah. Yeah, that would have probably been a good way to make sure all of these guys just die. I was kind of like hoping with a smoke bomb would do it, but and didn't want to create like a big like conflict. But yeah, that's probably the easiest way to do it. But yeah, that means you gotta replay this mission again. However, this time I'll probably just rush through it. Just like run into the building and kill everybody. Because you only have to escape undetected, so if we kill everybody before we have to escape, then nobody can see us, right? Sounds like a plan, I guess. But yeah, first let's go ahead and get some skills. Let's increase the radius of a fear bomb. You love British slang? Yeah, me too, dude. It's also like so varied. Like depending on where you are. I can't see you if you're dead after all. Yeah. That's a spirit, right? How to be stealthy? Just kill everybody. So fear skills are basically skills that are influenced by the Indian Brotherhood of Assassins. Evie, of course, her partner is from the Indian Brotherhood and she went over there to visit. And yeah, they use that kind of like frightening methods, like fear bombs or I guess kind of like brutal takedowns and stuff, to strike fear into the hearts of the enemies, which makes them rather run than trying to fight you, essentially.
For the love of Christ! Control yourself! Don't be afraid. Where'd she get...
Yeah, kinda, I guess, the one. Certainly a similar effect you have on these enemies. I'm just gonna skip the cutscenes here to make this go a bit faster. Because you don't have to go for the frightened enemies objectives, you can just rush through this, really. Are brutal takedowns lethal? They're not. At least not for Evie. For Jack the Ripper they are. But for Evie they're non-lethal. You're just gonna be unconscious, I guess, or kind of like, you know, out of kind of like ways to fight back. Just scared to death, really.
What's wrong, huh?
Some woman sneaked in! Let's solve this like adults!
She's an intruder!
Let's see.
Hey, someone get her!
Okay, I'm just gonna kill everybody now. Everybody is here.
Stop her! Found her!
The way this guy flew. Amazing. That's a lot of people, yeah? Okay, are we done? Is that all of them?
Miss Fry, how did you get past?
Well, that's how I get past you.
I should thank you, Miss Fry. I fear death at the Ripper's hands far more than at yours.
What have you done with these men?
The Ripper is entertaining them presently. Mr. Weaver's Brook will be joining them soon.
Okay, I can skip this as well. That's cool. The weird breathing noises. What, did you hear my breathing noises, Sora? I'm using another mic temporarily. So if that's being picked up, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to check that out then, in that case. The great flying dead man. Thank you for clipping that rod. Yeah, that was really funny the way he just like flew away there. Like holy shit. Alright, so let's go ahead and escape. It was all the grunts I was fighting. Ah, okay. I was concerned you were like hearing me breathe or something. Because yeah, that's not how the mic is supposed to work. How to get past all my men? By killing them, obviously. Yeah. Like, duh. Alright, let's go up here again. Okay, let's see if we don't quite reach here, unfortunately. If it works. Okay, so hopefully I don't get detected now.
Don't be so stingy, mate.
You taking the piss? It's your third fag this week.
Oi, you!
Huh?
Stop it! Come back here!
Bugger. Go tell Lady O.
You tell her. I need this job.
Okay, there we go. So this time we got the other objective, which means in total we should have the whole memory synced now. Because of the first time playing, we got the other objective done. Yeah, exactly, Rod. It's like, it doesn't really matter anyways, like, Lady O's dead. And thanks, Aura. I appreciate that. Alright, back to the main story. We got letters of intent. Let's also check the inventory. Maybe we can select some new gear here. I think we at least got a new gauntlet from the last main mission. Alright, we got from Kali with love. Exquisitely handcrafted with love from our Indian brothers. Could also upgrade the damage quite substantially here for 900. That sounds worth it. Then we have the Assassin Gauntlet, Lady Or's Gauntlet. I don't really like the design of it though. to be honest. I'm gonna keep the Devil's Handshake. Firearms, we can't really afford any other. We can change the color though. I'm gonna go for the red wristband. Or waistband rather, I guess. If I can. There it is. Red, white and blue. Looks a bit more like a classic assassin outfit because the red waistband is something that a lot of assassins have used throughout the ages. Like Bayek has it, Edward has it. Who else? Some of the Turkish assassins also had it. I'm pretty sure Ezio had it as well in Revelations. Of course, the Altair waistband as well, yeah. So it's definitely kind of like a recurring, kind of like cosmetic, I guess, or outfit part that a lot of the protagonists had throughout the ages. So that's kind of why this outfit is my favorite to use in the Jack Ripper DLC here. Let's go ahead and get it. She has a fancy outfit, definitely. Also got Owen Oas, aka Lady O. Known to her many acquaintances and employees as Lady O, was born sometime between 1845 and 1848. In reality, she was born Mary Williams. She grew up poor and illiterate in the East End of London. But what she lacked in formal education, she more than made up for with street smarts. It is believed Miss Williams was married to 2 men before moving on with a solicitor with good connections and deep pockets named Thomas Oas, whose name she subsequently took. Initially, Miss Williams had a fried fish and potato store in the slums of Clement Street, Danes, supplementing her income as a dealer in second-hand clothes before she hit on a more lucrative line of work, prostitution. While all London praised Lady O's effort to improve the lives of the unfortunates of Whitechapel, Lady O was running brothels and recruiting the borough's destitute women in order to entrap clients by learning their secrets and taking compromising photographs. O's Manor became a hothouse for illicit activities, with a lady of the manor organizing sumptuous parties and procuring women for, in particular, the scandalously permissive members of a cannibal club, an elite men's club associated with the London's Anthropological Society, which was founded by famed explorer and Orientalist Sir Richard Francis Burton. I must note here that the members of the Cannibal Club were considered radicals and even deviants for speaking freely about sexuality in his most repressive Victorian era. Granted, many of them were racist and British supremacists, who traded in soft porn from the colonies. But when observed from a more modern point of view, Sir Richard Burton and his friends were ahead of their time, at least with regards to human sexuality. Sir Richard translated the Arabian Nights, 1001 Nights, and the Kama Sutra. This aside by no means excuses the activities of Lady O or the clans who took advantage of the London's unfortunates. In a nutshell, Lady O was the devil disguised as Mother Teresa, and one of the greatest con artists you'd never want to meet. I didn't equip the color though. Oh, that's right. That's interesting. Usually if you buy something, it's like it's auto-equipped. But I guess I changed it for the DLC or something. Thanks for reminding me, Dipbine. Yeah, it looks nice. You have concerns about the Assassin Belt in Odyssey being blue? Yeah, some of the design choices in Odyssey are definitely a bit odd, to say the least. But there's gonna be colored variations between the same set pieces. Which is like named different often, but they're still like the same kind of like outfit. Letters of intent. Evie searches for the man in the photograph.
Miss Fry, please tell me you found the Ripper.
Murder at Oa's Manor.
People continue to be murdered on my watch. I cannot protect you or your Brotherhood forever. Witnesses saw someone matching your description. I should lock you up.
Weaversbrook Publishing. The man from the photograph at the manor, he owns his paper.
Miss Fry!
I will catch the Ripper, Inspector. But first you must help me find Weaversbrook before he does.
This way. You must not be seen. I believe Mr. Weaversbrook has a residence near St. Paul's. Now go.
Police officers are no longer your allies. Due to Evie's alleged massacre at the manor, police officers will now try to stop you if you perform illegal actions. Evie can't kill innocent policemen. Use your non-lethal fear tools to disperse any police opposition. I like how they say alleged massacre, even though on the second playthrough of the assassination mission, I did exactly that. I performed a massacre. So yeah, those claims are accurate, to say the least.
Mr. Weaversbrook is my best lead. And thanks to the Inspector, the police aren't hunting for me yet. I must be careful not to anger or harm any policeman, if I want to keep them on my side.
There should be 12.
Okay, so by targeting the brute here, we should be able to disperse the other enemies. Oh fuck. Come on, Evie. Jesus Christ. Let me get this guy, please. Oh, fucking hell. Died before I could target the brute. That's not ideal.
What do you want?
I'm hunting Jack the Ripper.
No! Stay away! He sees and hears everything!
My name is Evie Fry. I'm here to help...
Mr. Jacob Fry's sister?
Yes. What happened to these men?
Gone. Taken. Dead. Please. The Ripper has my son. He will kill him.
I will find your son and bring him home, sir. But first you must come with me. Now.
I'll accompany you to the location where my son was last seen.
What can you tell me about the letters?
I showed the one signed Jack the Ripper to the police. Of the hundreds they had examined, this one rang the most true, and so we printed it. The Yard was desperate. Still is.
They hoped someone would identify the handwriting.
No one did. Then I received this.
You thought yourself very clever, I reckon, when you informed the police. I see your little game, and I meant to finish you and send your ears to your wife. If you do, I will finish you. Yours truly, Jack the Ripper.
I published 2 more until Mr. Fry and my son convinced me to stop, in spite of the risk. My boy was a brilliant journalist, and now he is lost to me.
Did you learn anything from the letters that might help us?
I know only that they are real, and that the demon has got my boy.
Fear is a powerful weapon. It makes us irrational and tears us apart. Jack crafted those letters to do just that. We can't let him win.
You sound as if you know this monster.
Well,
we're here. One of my reporters was nearly beaten to death trying to look into my son's disappearance, just up ahead, on those docks.
Yeah, a bit of an anxious fella, to say the least. Really don't know where that's coming from. I mean, isn't this a lovely place right here? During the Autumn of Terror.
wait here, Mr. Weaversbrook. I will be back with good news before you know it.
So, hold on. Okay. They're close to LA. How about the LA stays close to us? Yeah. Classic gotta escort somebody and they're like slow as sack of rice or something. Don't let the lookout raise the alarm. Yeah, I mean, you could definitely be slower. That's for sure.
The Weaversbrook lad is on board.
Good. Mr. Jack will be pleased. Who's next?
Some Tory bastard. One of Lady O's girls is taking care of him now.
I could do with a proper bit of jam myself.
Orders are to send lads to the pickup if anything goes sour down here.
Billy's watching the docks. He'll warn them.
I should scare some more information out of Jack's lieutenants. If I can find one.
Enemies are still basically deaf. Pretty much, yeah. When you see the son's character model, check out his face. You swear they have reused the same face as Alexander Graham Bell. I thought so too, yeah, from what I remember replaying this this DLC.
There's a trespasser there!
Ah, come on. I could kidnap him.
She's good as dead!
So if I get him down health here, I'm gonna fail the mission, right? Oh, I can loot from him. Never mind. I really wish you could like still kidnap people if you confrontate them. But yeah, it's fine. Bring me to the house in Deptford. Mr. Billingsworth knows what to do with my guests.
I need to pay an urgent visit to these Hulk prison ships. Right after I find Mr. Weaversbrook's son.
Come over and teach you a lesson. I'm not interested in these. Don't touch me! Don't touch me, you banshee!
Many thanks, Miss...
Fry, your father sent me.
And he will reward you handsomely for your bravery.
It's you who should be commended. Did you discover anything that could help me stop the Ripper?
My kidnappers call him Mr. Jack. I overheard them mention the Deptford Hulks, where I was to join other hostages.
Thank you. Be safe, Mr. Weaversbrook.
It looks kind of like a mix between Graham Bell and Jacob, but definitely Pakovo. Definitely a lot more like Graham Bell for sure. But yeah, it wouldn't be the first time that Quebec likes to reuse the same face model multiple times. That guy looks just like Jacob. Yeah, definitely a bit of a resemblance for sure. Call him Mr. Jack, everyone knows he's called Jack. Yeah, just a few at this point. Let me actually go to skills first here. I feel like waiting to get this would be good, because it's kind of like a effect that stacks together between enemies. I'm gonna wait until I have 6 skill points. But you only just noticed that the last time you played this. Yeah, I can definitely see the resemblance as well for sure. Calm is a figment of their imagination. Yeah, they're basically anxious all the time. Arthur is the son of Malcolm Weaversbrook, who established a printing company in Fleet Street after learning the printing trade in Germany, and quickly acquired the daily newspaper when its current publisher failed to find his readership. Arthur realized his father's dream by selling one of the first penny papers in London. His newspaper garnered more readers than any other paper in the city due to its graphic coverage of the Ripper murders, and notably the publication of several of the serial killer's correspondence, the infamous Ripper letters. I'm pretty sure the Adage violent Souths can be dated back to this particularly dark period of London's history, and remains true today. you're not going to be reading all of these letters. This time at least. Quite interesting, the lighting difference between the main game and the DLC. It seems to fit the time period a bit better like this actually. Like a bit darker. Does Jacob get any outfits from this DLC? So Jacob is basically non-playable in this DLC, so you don't really get to have any kind of like items for him. However, he does have a unique outfit at the beginning of a game when you see him. So he has like a unique outfit for the DLC, but you don't get to play him. Evie has discovered that Jack transports his hostages downriver to Otak prison ships and an abandoned garrison. Near the deep sea port of Devford. It's time to shut down his operation. Yeah, you don't get it for the main game or anything like that. Basically, Jack the Ripper and the main game are also two separate kind of like experiences. You don't get any benefits for the main game by playing the DLC, and vice versa. Don't even keep your loadout for the DLC or anything, or your skills.
Were hulked out to hold prisoners until they were assigned a convict ship leaving for the colonies. So this is where Jack keeps his quarry. Let's see if Jack is paying a visit to his captives.
Gives you gotta frighten 4 enemies in the prison boats. It's 2. Can't I throw this higher? It's a bit curious.
Jacob? Is that you?
Help me. Miss. Please, why am I here? No one will tell me.
It's Jack! Jack the Ripper, I say! He's the one who abducted us!
He starves and tortures us until we write to our families, begging them to do as he dictates, or we'll be slaughtered.
Is he here? Have you seen the Ripper recently?
Not for weeks. But he'll come back. And bring more poor sods to dance on the Walder's called for him.
But the story makes you feel sorry even for some of the Templars here. Because there was actual Templar prisoners here.
Them up like animals. They'll all die of cholera. If the Chief Warder doesn't hang them first.
someone playing tricks on me? Some woman! Speak up now. What did you say?
See that one there?
Don't touch me, demoness! Let me go, I beg you!
It's so funny, sometimes when these guys are scared, they will actually shoot their allies.
I beg you, don't leave us to perish. The Chief Warder is a vile, sadistic man. No one spoke to me for weeks. Then the Warder's assistant came to ask me how much I weigh.
I need to get into the main prison and find the Chief Warder before he hangs another man for Jack's entertainment.
Go and dredge your Thames, you lazy bastards! The Chief Warder wants privacy.
Don't lose heart, gentlemen. We can break out of here if we work together.
Well, it's no use. We need explosives to blast through those doors.
You gotta get the weight just right. Drop them gentle. Let them do the work. That way you can stretch their gullets a good 4 or 5 inches before they croak.
Yeah, privacy. Gotta love having that. Much better than privacy. Alright, so we have a head guard for the infiltration, the prisoner for the assistance, and the gallows assistant for the unique kill. Alright, how about we take care of the infiltration opportunity first, yeah? Can I like rope launch anywhere? Not really. Yeah, the rope launcher is still a thing at this point. Definitely quite helpful here for those kind of missions. Right, that gives us the infiltration opportunity. to serve as the gallows assistant. Unique opportunity. The chief warder's assistant is responsible for the upkeep of the gallows. Turn the assistant into meddling with the gallows mechanisms. First, let's get the assistant opportunity here. The prisoners will attract and distract the guards in this zone. Find and use explosives to destroy the prison door. I think I gotta talk to the prisoners first here.
If you would, my lady, free us. Blast open this cell door, and we'll keep a few of those thugs occupied for as long as we can.
Right, time to get to the infiltration opportunity here. Now we have to stay completely undetected.
Wait just right. Drop them gentle and let them do the work. Yeah, the stretch is good, but it doesn't count.
Wait. Can't I give unique cure? Can I do the unique cure anymore? What happened? Yeah, I can't do this. That's bollocks. Wow. Okay, never mind.
Could we let's see what's happening, shall we? Wonder what that's about. Poor sod.
Look at you. Goody two-shoes, is it? You think offering some old hangman's going to change what we do here? What do you think? This was your brother's vision? His inspiration?
I don't believe you.
He told Mr. Jack how to rip the filth from this rotten city, but you don't have the balls to see what's right and necessary.
Where's Jack? Where's the Ripper? To hell with your right and necessary. That vile sadist was working for the Ripper. But there's no sign of Jack here. Oh, Jacob, you did not intend to breed this monster. But he is ours to destroy. The legacy of our brotherhood depends on it. I must inform Abeline about what I have discovered here.
Okay, how to get out of here?
I need to speak to Frederick Aberline. This is an emergency. Well, where is he? The Ripper has struck again. Where? All right. Thank you, officer. Wait! You need to alert the local constable. Send as many men as you can to the old Hulk prisons.
Nice. This time we got the full sync directly. Oh yeah. Imagine being detected by thin air. Yeah. I love having that happen.
Jacob's sniveling twin sister thinks she can catch...
Back to playing Jack again. It's time to get rid of all of the evidence and witnesses. Hey Verheivor, welcome in. We love his DLC.
Warder Billingsworth was my devoted disciple, but not you.
It's definitely quite cool. I really like how unique it is. Also going more into the kind of like horror direction. Getting to play as Jack is also definitely quite a unique experience within an AC game.
I'd almost forgotten these. There will be time for more games as Saucy Jack once I've dealt with Miss Fry. There's my favourite hangman. Looking somewhat worse for wear. Poor Warder Bigglesworth. You should have let... How would you like me to serve your kidneys, sir? Would you rather... The warder had orders to burn all their personal effects. The police must not find this evidence. No one must find my guest's personal effects. It won't be long before my masterpiece will bring her running right into my arms. I look forward to the family reunion.
Oh damn, we have quite a few skip points now. Time to invest these. We're gonna go for the fear propagation first. A calm enemy will become anxious if he sees a frightened enemy. So it's kind of like, you know, spreading the fear effect. Let's see. Okay, let's also get the closer to the epicenter ability. Enemies in the center of the explosion instantly get frightened, even if they were calm. So definitely boosting the bombs a bit further here. We also got John Billingsworth, was born in Preston, Lancashire, the son of a labourer. Obsessed with death, executions and torture all his life, he was a hangman for the British government until they sacked him due to his excessive taste for sadism. He would measure the necks of the people he had executed to see how long he could stretch their gullets. The bigger the job, well, you get the picture. He competed with himself all his life to improve his record. Mr. Billingsworth found private employ for people in need for his particular talents, and that is how he came to be chief warder in a private prison in Deptford in 1888. A deep-sea port near London where massive old navy ships were hawked out and converted to house prisoners in living conditions you wouldn't wish on your worst enemy. He answered to Mr. Jack alone and believed that his work was right and necessary in order to rip the filth from the heart of London. Nice, you got a new pistol here. The Templar Shootout. Master Templars covet the supreme shooter. Trying is believing. And a new color, Bordeaux. She's basically become a female scarecrow. Yeah, pretty much. She and Jack the Ripper both.
We have a little one on the way, Stephen, and it shouldn't have...
The mother of all crimes. Jack Slater's atrocity must be his last. Evie searches for anything the monster may have overlooked, anything that will help her bring an end to the Ripper's reign of terror.
Monster. You damn monster!
Oi! You're not allowed in here! Evie! Get a hold of yourself! Go! Out!
Who is she? Tell me quickly!
Tell you? By what right? I am an officer of the law. I am not a member of your secret organization.
Listen to me! Jacob knows...
No, you listen to me. I cannot cover for you much longer. All the evidence points to your brother, your order, you. You need to deliver the Ripper's head on a spike soon, or I'm afraid there'll be nothing to stop my men from arresting you in his stead.
You'll have his head, even if it costs me mine.
A young unfortunate. By far the youngest at 25. Miss Kelly was found dead here at 10:45 this morning. Her throat had been cut, and her whole head and body mutilated in a fashion which defines the word hideous.
He removed her organs, her heart, her dignity. You want me to see you as she did? Imagine the terror she felt. Do you hurt women just to prove you're a man, Jack?
Mary Jane Kelly. This is horrific, revolting. I know words to describe the savagery displayed here. She's very angry. Yeah, reasonably so, for sure. This must be the famous one. Yeah, I think this is the most famous one, isn't it? Mary Jane Kelly one. But you love the way Victoria Atkin delivers her dialogue in this DLC? Absolutely, dude. Yeah, I think she's done a really good job. I feel like the voice acting in general in this DLC is actually really good. Also from Appeline and the parts that Jacob has. Also love Jack the Ripper's voice actor a lot, actually. His accent and his voice are just chilling, for sure.
That is a lot of blood.
The bloodstain has a straight edge on one side, suggesting that an object blocked the spatter.
The kettle is still warm. I can't make sense of these markings from this position.
There's blood on the door and a strange symbol that resembles the one above the body. The police must have moved the door when they arrived on the scene. This is one of the most famous because it was the most brutal and you think his last murder. Ah, okay. That makes sense. Yeah, it really is rot. I also loved him in A Plague Tale. The shop party he had with him.
What's this? Jack must have left these markings for me.
My gift to you, Miss Fry. And more to come, unless you do as Jack says. Follow the trail of blood through the looking glass.
Jack wants me to return to the scene of his first crimes. I will do as you say, Jack. Until I find you and send you to your own special hell.
What did you discover?
A message for me. The monster is going to lead me right to him, Inspector. I must return to the locations of the Ripper's first crimes.
Don't let your fury blind you, Miss Fry. I would not lose you, too.
If I do die, Inspector, I will take the Ripper with me. Annie Chapman was murdered near a cemetery in Whitechapel.
Can't wait to play Plague Tale Requiem. They showed some more of the game recently. Unfortunately, they still don't have a day and month release date for the game yet. Just that it's this year. Yeah, I've seen that as well on the recent Microsoft Bethesda event, I should say. It looked quite similar, of course, to the first game, but yeah, I'm also looking forward to play that eventually. It's also gonna be instantly available on the Game Pass, I think, so that's gonna be a good and affordable way of playing it on launch, if somebody would want to. But I think one good thing about the event was that they only showcase games that are supposed to release within a year from now. So yeah, that at least should tell us that Plague Tale is coming sooner rather than later. Okay, so I can't kill anybody. I can use our fear bomb server. Or we could, you know, do the brute attack down on the route here.
I have to scare off this lot if I want to investigate in peace.
Okay, I think that works. Yeah, it became a little bit snowy here. To be honest, he said for the Summerfest, or you know, that Kojima promised us a game. Yeah, he did. Working together with Microsoft, apparently. If it's true, it's one of the reasons why I love having Game Pass, but you need to know the date and month so you can time your replay of Innocence with it. It's definitely fair as well, yeah. Fortunately, the game doesn't take too long to get through, but would still be good to plan it in advance, you know.
Someone fought here.
Ripper's first strike did not kill her outright, it was a deep wound that bled profusely.
This is where Jack ripped the life from Miss Chapman's breast. The second victim of his hideous crimes. He cut off her ring finger. So where is the ring?
Ripper wounded her again here. She lost a lot of blood, but the injuries were still not fatal. Jack let her flee only to hunt her down, again and again, prolonging her agony. Yeah, don't mind the guys in the background.
Where does it lead?
Footsteps suggest that she turned around here, and given the amount of blood loss, she paused for a moment before fleeing again. Did she stop to face Jack, or to find some place to hide a clue? Kojima, this new game will be revolutionary. When you die in the game, you die for real. Kinda like Sword Art Online. At least I think that's how it worked there. A third powerful strike which still did not slay her instantly. Jack must have relished her terror as she watched her life slip away.
Damn it! Yet another one.
She fell here, exhausted, terrified and alone. There was no merciful final blow. Jack must have watched as her life drained away in a pool of blood.
Her assassin ring must be here somewhere.
I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye.
How's the lady so durable? Yeah, it's kinda crazy how much a body can sustain sometimes, right? Like when Caesar was assassinated, I think he was stabbed for like 23 times. And only like 3 of his stabs are fatal or something like that. Ready? Don't go away.
Jack wanted to be sure I'd find these rings.
What kind of creed cannot protect its own?
This message was intended first for my brother. Catherine Eddowes was murdered in a small square close to the train tracks.
Sean, you back, sorry. Had to go get some food and talk to your friend in Discord for a bit. Yeah, that's absolutely no worries at all, Sean. Hope you enjoyed the food and the hangout. And yeah, welcome back. Actually getting kinda hungry over here myself. Almost dinner time over here.
Months ago, the president of our vigilance committee received half of poor Miss Eddowes' kidney, and the Ripper still runs free. Who will catch him? What are the police doing to protect the poor residents of Whitechapel from this assassin? What has the government done? Let us demand the closure of all wicked houses of sin and impurity in our city.
I must find the location where Jack murdered his other victim.
Our most gracious Majesty, Queen Victoria.
Catherine Eddowes, she was found here on her back with her throat slit and one ear cut off. Her intestines had been drawn out and displayed by some fiendish design.
I say we must take the law into our own hands. Who is with me? Months ago, the president of our...
We gotta scare off these guys again so we can investigate freely here.
Still runs free. Who will catch him? What are the police doing to protect the poor residents of Whitechapel from this assassin?
Everybody out of here. Let's actually see if I can craft some fear bombs again. Okay, I can. Nice. Was they're quite good now that you have them boosted to the maximum. Making people be, you know, afraid instantly.
I should follow these traces.
She leaped over to that wall in a desperate attempt to flee the Ripper.
Where does it lead?
She jumped over these crates with Jack on the heels. Her wounds were not so deep as to prevent escape. Yet.
You monster. You murdered every assassin my brother turned against you and your insane creed.
The amount of blood loss suggests that Jack cut Lizzie's Stride's throat here, killing her instantly. Kate Eddowes had time to flee. Nice, dude. I'm glad you're enjoying some Origins. And yeah, dude, the graphics are absolutely insanely good, especially for 2017, you know. Honestly, it's still the best looking out of the three for me personally, like at least the kind of like aesthetic of it. Maybe not if you like analyze the textures or anything, but yeah, as a whole, it looks really good.
More blood splatter.
Small droplets of blood, but not from a fight. The spatter may come from a small blood-covered object thrown from this position.
Blood splatters.
This spatter is too small to have come from a victim's wound. The droplets nearest the haystack are barely visible, suggesting a blood-covered object may have rolled or bounced here from another location.
This is where Miss Eddowes breathed her last. Humiliated and degraded by Jack. He wanted to punish my brother.
Jack ended Miss Eddowes' agony here, throwing her to the ground to perform his macabre ritual mutilations.
Signs of a struggle.
Bloodstains and handprints suggest that Miss Eddowes was fleeing on her hands and knees.
That is a lot of blood.
Eddowes was back to the war here, bleeding profusely. Jack's cut was deep, perhaps to the abdomen.
Her assassin ring must be here somewhere.
Sean, you wanna go back and clip some takedowns and post them on YouTube? I mean, that sounds like a nice idea as well, dude. So with takedowns, you mean like the killing animations in like a combat or something? Do use poking around the edges. This is going to require a closer look. Right, gotta find a needle in the haystack.
Her assassin ring must be here somewhere. 2 assassin's rings. Jack murdered 2 women here. 2 of Jacob's initiates.
How many more must die before you see the truth? P.S. Your brother didn't listen, so I gave him a double lesson. Your creed failed them, as it failed my mother.
Jack lived around here with his mother as a boy. That's where he's leading me. For Jack, only his mother's death counts as murder.
Killing animations, EQ views, climbing high points, and add some music, etc. That sounds cool, dude. Yeah, if you ever upload that to YouTube, definitely feel free to share that as well. Always offer me some AC Origins content.
The Ripper didn't murder anyone here. What?
I was born here, survived the madhouse and learned from the best, until he betrayed me. Come test your creed against mine.
Go to Jacob! Run, Jack!
The murder of Jack's mother marks the day that the Ripper was born. And he blames my brother, blames the Creed for failing me. What's happening to me?
I should thank you, Evie. Jacob inspired my act by his treachery, but it's your men that inspired today's masterpiece.
He's inside my head.
Where was Jacob? Where was he when they dragged me to the madhouse?
Face me, you monster! Am I losing my mind?
What kind of creed cannot protect its own? A dead creed, that's what.
Control yourself, Evie.
Jacob freed me from the madhouse riddled by guilt.
No! Please! Please!
The madhouse. Lambeth Asylum. Jack lures me through the looking glass.
These poor citizens. Evie's legs. That didn't look healthy. I hope you're right, but given that she can run freely, she should be fine. Alright, so we got 6 more skill points here. Let's go ahead and get the show off ability. When you perform a brutal takedown, you will be seen from a greater distance. And then we're gonna get the Torturer. Impaired enemies take more time to collapse, and their screams will last longer. When you use a spike on enemy, you have a better chance of looting it on that enemy. Well, that's good, but yeah, these two aren't really necessary. So we got all the essential abilities here. The true beginning of bee dancing. Yeah, I think that's it, Gislik. It's always funny when you kind of like respawn and the character makes like a funny pose. There's also one quest in Revelations. If you have the kind of like picnic with Sophia, and once you respawn as Ezio, he's kind of like gonna stand like in a weird angle to the ground. Like he should be falling over, but he's somehow like balancing himself. It happens to me like every time I do that one. One other thing that often happens is kind of like them respawning in like a T-pose or something. Because that's of course the starting position during mocap. She was like, my legs can jog on. Yeah, just run against the pain. Evie does some quick splits. Thanks for clipping that, Rod. Right, I believe we only have 2 missions left here. Let's have a look. Indeed, yeah. Also, give me another sec. Alright. So yeah, we definitely will be having enough time to finish the DLC here, because dinner is gonna be a bit delayed today. So yeah, let's go ahead and do the preparation mission here.
Ready yourself, because I'm coming over. What's going on now?
Family reunion. Jack prepares for Evie's arrival and eliminates the members of the medical staff with a living memory of his internment at Lambeth Asylum as a boy.
Now I must erase any trace of my identity. Time to pay a visit to my old doctor.
Hey there, Amir Shark. Welcome in. Thank you for the follow. The imprisoned criminals. In 1870, a wing of Lambeth Asylum was converted for use as a maximum security psychiatric ward for the violent criminals. The treatments as the rotary chair, solitary confinement, and even the electric chair were common practices in the Go wing of Lambeth G wing. The electric chair worked in some cases where the prisoner was suffering from depression. The rotary chair was presented as a more of an experimental treatment, as it had no scientific evidence behind the reasoning. Many of these practices only furthered along the violence of the inmates. G-Wing was not the sort of place anyone in their right mind would care to be locked up in the Victorian era. If they weren't violent to begin with, there's little doubt that they would be scarred for life within a few months of living among the other outrageous inmates of Lambeth. Jesus Christ. Yeah, imagine being like in a Victorian era Lambeth asylum. Not a good time.
It's time my old nurse paid for her negligence and abuse. Let's show Dr. Archer what a good surgeon I make.
Who are you?
I was once the little boy you had locked up here. And now, I am the Ripper.
You wouldn't like that rod? You wouldn't?
Nurse Whitney will scream for mercy, as I once begged for hers.
Who are you?
Did she just pull out a knife? Fuck?
Squeal for me. Director Bradford will be happy to help me erase all mention of my stay in the hospital ledgers. Meet the Ripper! No one must ever know that I was an inmate here.
The dying position. Jesus.
Time to prepare for Miss Fry's arrival. Let's let the lunatics out for a stroll.
Yeah, it's not a mystery anymore, Aura. Syndicate's told us the truth, obviously.
The more the merrier.
Back to the beginning, eh, Jack? My brother freed you from this madhouse and made you one of us. I can't risk being spotted, or harming a single police constable.
So we can't be seen by these guys. Might be a bit tricky, but I try. What the fuck? So I fail the challenge once I'm even getting investigated? I wasn't like detected, I was like being investigated. Well then, so can't even be like seen at all.
I should use the trees to remain undetected.
Yeah, unfortunately the invisibility is another skill they just take away from you. I reckon not to make this DLC too easy, they took away some of the skills, but yeah, it feels a bit odd. It even looked like we lose the ability to restrain people automatically while kidnapping them. Like small things like that. Okay, so now we can be detected.
The trail of death continues.
But we gotta neutralize Jack's 3 criminals. There's 1. There's 2. Okay, and there's the last guy. That man got a butt stab. Sure did.
They torment me.
More of Jack's games. There must be other messages from him.
You will like your prize, but you must descend into the abyss to retrieve it.
In the basement. That is where Jack will spring his final trap.
No!
Right, let's do this. The final encounter with Jack the Ripper.
Jacob?
Welcome to the reunion, Miss Fry.
Let's do this.
There is a sickness in this world. You think you can kill me that way? There is a sickness in this world, Miss Fry. It made our creep. Come out, sister. Join Jack. Jacob thought he could hide from me too. Still think you can hide from me? Still think you can hide from me?
Yeah, I still do. I think I can do that.
Come out, sister.
What?
Jack the Ripper cannot die! That woman thinks you're mad! Free yourselves! Kill that mad woman!
I know you blame Jacob for your mother's death, but nothing can excuse the horrors you've committed. Jacob was like a father to you, Jack. You have betrayed his trust and sullied the creed.
Show me your monster assassin! These lands need slaughtering! You are weak assassin! A relic just like your precious creed. Cower before the new face of the assassins.
I am not a monster! You will not make a monster of me!
A Jedi mind trick step so.
You will not make a monster of me!
We're the same, you and I.
Oh, Jack. You were an assassin, yes, but we are not the same. And that is why your memory must be erased for all time. Rest in peace now, Jack. You and your twisted acolytes. Jacob.
Miss Fry, what the hell happened here?
Nothing, Inspector. Nothing happened here. Trust me. Jack the Ripper's dead. Now help me, Frederick. No one must ever know that Jack the Ripper was an assassin.
I want those vultures gone this instant, is that clear?
It's over, Jacob. I'm here.
And yeah, that is Assassin's Creed Syndicate, Jack the Ripper. Divine Jacob doesn't hide, he punches. That's true. That's a fact. Also, hey Verdon, welcome in, dude. Or, I don't know, Evie, you don't think he cares about the creed? Yeah, he only cares about the creed when it affects Jacob or Evie. And to make them feel like hypocrites. But you have betrayed his trust inside of the creed, and for that he must be brought peace in accordance with the tenets. I love when Mirabos says that in Unity to Anno. And thank you, Amishak. I appreciate it. Evie happened to be mine. Yeah. Left behind a bit of a massacre here. Indeed, or yeah, Jacob lives, fortunately. Yeah, I mean, after the first encounter between Jake and Jacob, you really thought that, you know, Jacob might be dead. But yeah, he was just badly wounded and, I mean, imprisoned. So definitely not in the best of shapes. But they both get to live to a pretty old age, I believe. And of course, Jacob also later has children of his own. Because, yeah, in the next bit of content of AC Syndicate, the World War I Rift, which comes next in the timeline, we will actually be playing his granddaughter, Lydia Fry. Thanks for GG's Aura, and have a one. Catch you next time, Amir. Thanks for coming by and for the follow earlier. Also, hey Federico Romano. Cheers, dude, I appreciate it. And thank you also for the follow. Yeah, that was quite nice. So usually when I get to replay this DLC, I really just go for the story, because that's really where the meat of it is. There's of course quite a few like conquest side activities, but they don't really add too much to the overall story. So I usually just go for like the main story and try to 100% it. But yeah, very glad to be done with this part of Syndicate 2. So yeah, as I mentioned, we now only have the World War I Rift left for Syndicate before we can head on to the next AC game in the timeline, which of course is gonna take place after World War I with AC Chronicles Russia. However, that's gonna be happening in the next stream. So next time we're gonna be finishing World War I for Syndicate and then jump into the AC Chronicles Russia game, which would actually fit quite well, considering how close those two games are together, I guess. And cheers, Rod. Thank you for the GGs too, dude. But yeah, what we're actually gonna be doing here is we're gonna go and skip the credits. And there we go. Let's full sync. That's no worries at all, Rod. Thank you so much for being here, dude. And for joining. Hey Vikes, welcome in. Hi Precision Gere. It's going very good. We just finished with the Jack the Ripper DLC for Syndicate. So I got that done. So very soon we're gonna be starting a new AC game.
Hi Precision Gere.
Thanks for mission passes for Sean and for the GGs. But yeah guys, so let's have a look here at the progress tracker. So that's 100% of the story done in the Jack the Ripper DLC. Including all of the challenges as well, of course. Nice. But yeah, this means we're done for today though, because this is as far as I wanted to play today. But yeah, I want to thank you all so much for coming by and for joining today's session of the rest of the main game and the start and end of this DLC. Tomorrow I haven't quite decided yet what we're going to be playing. We might actually go back to Assassin's Creed and finish with Syndicate and then make a start on Chronicles Russia. I might also be playing more Shadow of the Tomb Raider because I haven't played that in a while and I would like to get back to it and also finish that at some point. But yeah, I'm going to decide tomorrow kind of like what I feel like doing. So it's going to be a bit of a spontaneous decision, I think. Yes, Classic You coming in right at the end. That's no worries at all, Cass. I know it's still quite early for you in the day. But yeah, those time zones be like. But yeah, thank you for dropping by as well, dude. Cheers, Aura. You have a good one as well. Thanks for being here. And yeah, thanks also to all the support today. Let's see. Rio, thank you for the 8 months of resubbing. B. McKay and Duppybine, as well as Amir Shark and Federico, thank you guys for the follows today. And Sean and Gislek, thank you guys also for the raids earlier. If some of you haven't checked out Sean or Gislek, then definitely consider doing so. We're also great streamers of our community. Sean is currently playing through AC Origins and Gislek through AC Odyssey, as well as Digimon. So for more AC content, definitely check out both of their channels. That's better. Cheers, Cass. I hope you have a good rest of your day as well, and a good stream later if you're doing one. Or you will comply to the desires of a viewer streamer. Oh. Your woe is my command. But yeah, thank you also for being here, Mola. Hope you're gonna be having a good time later with some AC2, doing the Mola Murder Mondays. for anybody who wants to check out that as well, Morla's currently playing through the Desmond Saga of Assassin's Creed, and is currently working his way through Brotherhood. He's gonna also be playing Revelations and AC3 as well. So yeah, you can definitely check out that later today. He's also playing other games like Goose Goose Duck on the weekends, The Sims, and loads of others, so definitely check out that too. Also want to give a shout out here to Kess. Kess is currently doing a platinum run on Elden Ring, so he's playing that on the PlayStation 4 currently. He's also a big fan of Grand Theft Auto, also some of the AC games too, like Origins. He also played Valhalla before, so a good variety of games to catch there. And last but not least, I also want to give a shout out to the OG himself, Rod Zombie Gamer. He's also a massive fan of Assassin's Creed, so for AC content you can catch him every weekend playing through the games. Currently he's on AC3, which he started last weekend. And yeah, doing kind of like a full sync as well challenge with all of the missions, if I read it right. I think that's it. You can also catch him play other games, like currently doing a series run of Grand Theft Auto. He's also playing, of course, Red Dead Redemption every now and then, Tomb Raider, Watch Dogs, Zelda, and loads of other games, so definitely check out Rod channel too. Also doing tons of like challenge runs, so each and every game he's like challenging himself in like new and interesting ways, make each playthrough like stand out and unique. Well, it would be great and bloody. That's what I want to hear. That's the virus Ivarot. More than happy for the shout out, dude. But yeah, I think for now we're gonna go and raid out here. And I see... Let's see. I see Lucinda playing some Resident Evil. So I think we're gonna go and say hi over there. She's currently working on Resident Evil 5. Doing professional difficulty, as well as New Game Plus. If you guys want to hop along with a raid and say hello to Lucinda, here's some raid emotes you can also copy and paste into chat if you like. And yeah, I shall be back tomorrow with either Shadow of a Tomb Raider or something different. Until then, hope you all have a great rest of the day or night, and catch you next time.